You may have noticed that there is only one card in the deck. That's because we didn't. That's the default, and we didn't set any more. I forgot to do that, so let's just go in where we set all the settings and add s dot set initial card number to now. I don't know how many cards John got with his array modus. If you can remember, you can put that number in. I'm just going to go and put 10 there. Another thing I overlooked is down here at the bottom where it says get items, the program wants an array list of strings and is going to throw an error if we don't give it that. So let's just, for now, give it a new array list of strings. What that actually is it's called when the program's shutting down or the modus is changing so that it can save its state. For now we'll just give it a blank array list. So now I've fixed all my mistakes from the last video, we can get on with making stuff happen. All fetch modi will have a underlying data structure. Obviously in the case of stack and queue and hash map it's kind of obvious what the data structure is. And of course in this fetch modus we're going to use some kind of array. So under this fetch modus settings, let's just say we're going to use a private array list of Sylladex cards, and that's where we're going to store all the cards, all the cards that have items in. We're going to have to make a new instance of this before we can use it. So let's just open the constructor. Actually, the prepare function would be a better place because we don't really want to make these array lists when you're just looking at the modus on the selection screen. So I'll cut this and paste it into the prepare function. The prepare function is called when the modus is actually loaded. The user's actually selected this modus, so we can do all our initial setup in here. So here we're just going to instantiate the array, and now we can respond to capture logging. The first line of our constructor was this.m equals m. This basically means that we can use some of the functions in the main class, such as checking whether there are any empty cards left, or adding new cards, stuff like that. There are quite a lot of useful functions in there. What we're going to use now is m.getNextEmptyCard, which is useful not only for getting a Sylladex card to put your new item in, but for checking whether there actually is an empty card. Here, if we type if m.getNextEmptyCard equals null, so if there isn't a new empty card available, we just want to return. We don't want to do anything, because you can't capture log an item if there isn't a card available. Now we can actually get that next empty card so that we can use it and put stuff in it. So Sylladex card equals m.getNextEmptyCard, and now we can create an item to go in the card. So here we'll create a new Sylladex item from that object. The object up there that's passed as a parameter is whatever the user's capture logged, it doesn't really matter, because the program will deal with it. In here, this is for the name. We can just type a random name, because if it's a file, it'll just change it to the file name. If it's an image, it'll ask the user or use this name, and if it's a string, obviously it'll be the string. The second parameter is the object that we get, and the last one it needs is M. The Sylladex item also has to know about the main class. So that's that. As I say, this name parameter will normally get overridden unless it's an image and the user has always asked for image names turned off. So the next things we need to do are add the card to the data structure and also deal with the dock icons and link them to the card. So let's just array.add. So add the Sylladex card that we just retrieved from the main class. Oh, actually before that we need to set the card's item to the item we just created, otherwise it'll just be an empty card. So now the card is in the data structure and it's got an item, which is pretty much success. All we need to worry about now are the dock icons and how to deal with those. So now let's create our dock icon. Icons are JLabels, so we'll create a new JLabel and call it icon. Equals m.getIconLabel from item. That's basically a function that whatever is within the item, it creates an appropriate icon to use on the dock. And now we can just add this to our local icons array list and also set the icons in the main class. Because M contains its own array list of icons, and if we want to change what's actually shown on the dock, we need to update that. So the setIcons function sets the icons within the program to the new icons and then refreshes the dock so that they actually appear. The last thing we need to do in here is tell the card about the icon we just created so that it can respond when the icon's clicked on and stuff. So we'll just, there's a function for that. We'll just go and do card.setIcon to the icon we just made. And that's all that we need to do in this function. You should now be able to run the program and capture log stuff, and it should appear in the dock.